Good morning, everybody. Ooh. What does it want to shoot me? The way to just like gooch this. Doesn't want to. Yeah, it just won't let me move it. Anywho, here we go. We are trying to... Oh. I still need to do Delirium. What do I actually get with a Zig? I want to know if it's... I've already got Dark Prince. That means I don't need to be doing any as a... Apologies. Means we're starting on somebody new. Judas. Or Blue Baby. Or E. Or Samson, both of these go to. Same with Eden. Haven't even come close to doing the Lost. Or Apollyon. So let's do Judas. I'm gonna try and do Judas. I really should be using this because I've got... If I remember correctly, I literally have like a heart. Good job, me. Homing bombs is not bad. Should be using this every chance. I think my boss room. Hallelujah, we have 2 hearts. And I immediately lost it. Stupid green. Did you have a soul heart on sale? You have a soul heart, just not on sale. Okay, I get to yoink it. Jesus Juice is really nice. So what do I need to do? I've already done Mother as Judas, so I don't need to take the alternate. I need to go up. And I need to go down. I also need Boss Rush. Hush. Already done below. That's a little fading. Really? That could have. that money. Ooh. Let's make long jumpers. Panic equals. I hate how that goes based off of how many red hearts you have. Not how you doing, Stool? Sorry I wasn't on Friday, guys. I had a bit of a emergency, so that kind of took precedent, sadly. Wasn't a bad emergency. Got called into work. They were basically like, yeah, you just kind of need to come in. I normally don't stream on the weekends, so like Saturday, Sunday, I don't stream. Friday, I just didn't stream because, no, I needed to go to work. I got called into work early in the morning. And just kind of needed to go in for that. Yeah, definitely did not really have a choice in that matter. They were just like, need you. Okay, well. I would have liked to have a little bit more heads up than an hour. You rat bastard, you. Oh, good. I never played Super Meat Boy. Like, I tried it. No, I haven't seen the trailer. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Keith. They're all so ugly and I love it. Ooh. That's pretty good, actually. I will have to watch it later. Yeah, I was kind of sad too, because Friday has kind of been my day to just play. I don't doubt it. Though it really shouldn't be. Because I've also looked through my computer now, and there's also, like, nothing super weird. Oh my god, shielded contact. Thank you. Okay, I gotta find some frickin' health, man. Oh, good. Okay, get the creep out of here because the creep will kill me. Stream back. Dude, I have 6 damage. How the hell do I not have enough damage to kill these guys? Oh! I was trying to get to the rainbow poop and I screwed myself over. Good morning, Isaac player. You missed me dying on, like, the second floor. We're going for all of Judas now. And as I was telling Stool, the reason I wasn't streaming on Friday was, sadly, I had to work. I did shit myself over. Dumped. Yeah, I got a call at like 7:30 in the morning. My boss was just like, "Yo, we have like 4 people that are sick that we're all supposed to be working. You come in." And I was just like, "Yeah, that sounds absolute." And of course, it's, you know, on a Sunday morning, right after, you know, a Saturday night, so I'm sure most of that were sick were not actually sick. Yeah, how's everyone doing this morning? At least, I guess I should say it's morning for me. I don't know if it's morning for you guys. I think it would be, though, because Isaac, you're from the States. And Stool, you are at least from the same continent that I am. Or, like, continental structure that I am. So. You're from the same tectonic. Actually, no, you're not. You are not from the same. Spinning my can. Sad. Yeah. Shoot on touch. Oh boy, we are off to a roaring start in this one. I was just saying good morning to everyone. Good morning, and at least I think it's morning. So I had this question posed to me this weekend. Wanted to ask you guys because it's just kind of to me it's just kind of a weird, funny, interesting question. If you could go and learn any subject and get your degree in like any subject or any field with no expenses, what subject would you go and study? Just for the sake of studying it and having it. We're not talking monetarily, we're not talking anything like that. Like, just to purely learn about the subject. You don't need to pay for it, you can get a degree in it. Like an actual legitimate degree. But I'm just curious, if you guys had the chance to do what subject? Coding immediately. There's a lot of like what would you learn Like, what language would you want? Like C++ or like Java or Python? I mean, Python's kind of a weird one. I know how to code in Python a little bit, not a lot. And Python is most definitely rather... It's an odd language. Yeah, it takes some thought, doesn't it? Like, I had to actually think about it because I already have a lot of, like, my biology stuff. So, like, I don't think I'd really go back to school to relearn a lot about biology just because, like, I have a fair amount of biological knowledge already. Now, if we're talking, like, I could go back and, like, get my PhD for entomology, then yeah, sure. I'd go back and do that. I didn't need to pay for it. I'd go back and do it. God, what a terrible start to these items. I'm gonna pick it up so that I don't... I really want to get Sackhead. Sackhead would be I am realizing though, like, Stapler is pretty good. It is definitely carrying. Oh man, if I had a bomb or flight. I'll take the Soul Heart. The Soul Heart makes it a little bit nicer. Yeah, my partner asked me that question. But like what I would go back to study. And like part of me wants to say like something like completely different. Like I wouldn't go back to study like a social science something because fuck social sciences. Very fitting. But like I would also probably go back to like study physics. I just agree. But really truly like thinking about it, if I went back for chemistry, the human mind is a fascinating thing. It is so fascinating. I 110% agree with that. I don't know if I would go back to study psychology, though. I think I'd like to do Angel Deals. Ugh. Maybe economics. Economics would not be a bad one. Shit, son. I don't think I'll be able to get in there. I'm gonna go and get myself Sackhead. Even though I'm blowing up my machine, I'm gonna go and get Sackhead. I gotta. Oh shit, we got the Hangman. I can go and get those now. So why economics? Just cuz? Like, don't get me wrong, economics is just because, yeah, and that's fair. Like, and that's kind of like the one thing that I really like is, like, if you ask that question, right, it's not like, oh, what would you go to study to make the most money, or like, you know, because that's usually why people go to school, is because they want to make more money. You go to school because you want to get a degree, and that degree is hopefully something that you're somewhat interested in, but it'll also make you money, right? But if you didn't have money as a factor, I think so many more people would, like, would chase the like, ideal of, like, wanting to, like, actually, like, learn, rather than just trying to do something that they're like, well, I'm kind of interested in this, but, like, the jobs that I can get with it are super good. Right? I personally think that if we did that, I think we would have a lot more, like, true scientists. Like, people that worked in labs and, like, invented shit. Because I know that, like, where I live, going to university is not abhorrently expensive. It is expensive, don't get me wrong. It's an expensive thing to do, but it's not, like, unholy. It's not like putting yourself into, like, 25 years. Ooh. I don't have it, but having a follower. Really not. Oh shit, I didn't even realize that there... The blue spider. Good job, Keith. Because I know the States is pretty expensive to go to school, like college or whatever. Why do you guys call it college? Like, I understand that, like, you go to, like, the College of Education, or, like... But it's not like Harvard College, it's Harvard University. I cannot read that, I'm sorry. What is your favorite... Dig-esque... I have no... Favorite Binding of Isaac Repentance character? My favorite one is Keeper... Oh, he's just doing a bit. Oh, I was like, are you having a stroke, my guy? Oh, we're fucked. It's okay, I just think Stool's having a stroke. That, or I might go... Excuse me. If I didn't need to pay for it and I didn't need to, like, worry about, like, expense, stuff like that, I might honestly go to, like... Also, I perfectioned my fries. Dude, that is the best. I might also go to, like, go and do, like, acting and go to, like, an acting school. For the simple fact that I did a lot of, like, drama and, like, play productions when I was younger. Oh my god, I'm just starting out with such bangers. God damn. You definitely, like, I understand what you're saying, Duel, but you genuinely just sound like you are having a fucking Holy shit, we actually have an item. Oh, well, that's fucking... I finally unlocked the Vert Pill. Hallelujah! What do you mean again? Still need marbles. Bag of marbles is such a goofy item. I gotta be honest. It's like, yeah. Me. You genuinely can just, like, use it to, like, gain, like, a shit ton of... like, random... Oh my god. About to be like, you fucking serious. Oh, shut up. You want to give me a health up, buddy? Feeling kind of unmotivated? I'm sorry to hear that. And numb. Remember, the game giveth, it can also taketh. This is true. It can definitely giveth and it can definitely taketh. Why is that? Stool. Just just feeling that way, or is like there's something kind of specific going on in your life that's kind of bugging? And I like, you don't need to tell me whether it's something in your life that's bugging you. I just like or like what the thing is that's bugging you, if it is something bugging you. But the reason I ask is because one of the things that like one of the things that like I try and do if something is like stressing me out or making me feel bad is I sit there and I go, do I have control of this? Do I actually have control of the situation? Okay. So I got a question for you then. Do you gain motivation the more stuff you do in a day? Because this is something that I seriously struggle with, like, all the time. Alright, that that small rock is kind of keeping us alive. I got a... Daddy Longlegs is kind of carrying us. That's not a great one, but it's another orbital. So we're just gonna try and let Daddy Longlegs do most of the killing. Or, like, not most, but we're gonna try to... killing. Because we kind of gotta rush our way to both Hush and... and Boss Rush, I think. I don't have either of those. Gotta skedaddle. Of course, it's Red Dingle. Really should be using this. Cool. Synth oil, damage range up. I don't want Devil Deal. Just plain and simple. So we're just gonna leave. So no, that is generally either just feeling unmotivated, or another really good thing that I've started to call it is or not call it, but it's more along the lines of like decision paralysis, where you can't really, like, you want to do something, but you can't really decide like what to do. Or sometimes it's like you want to do like 10 different things and you can't like decide which thing you want to do. So usually, like, for me, when I run into that situation, because I try to think about like just one thing. It's like, okay, I need to, like, for let's say it's chores, just because that's really easy to relate. Let's say I've got a bunch of like chores to do around the house. I don't really want to do. The way that I deal with it is basically by writing a list in like broad terms. Initially. So I'll write a list that's like, I gotta clean the bathroom, I gotta clean the cat's litter box, gotta go and mow the lawn. Right? And then under each of those things, I put the, like, what goes into them, right? So, like, mowing the lawn isn't just mowing the lawn. It's going out to the garage. It's getting the mower, making sure that the mower battery is charged, right? And then it's starting the mower, and then mowing the backyard, and then mowing the front yard, and then putting the mower away and charging it. Right? So I'll write out that list, and then it's a super easy, like, little bit of, like, dopamine to give your brain every time you put a check mark on that list. Right? And it's a very easy thing to do, because doing that one tiny little thing, like, just walking out to the garage and, like, seeing that just walking out to the garage, check. pulling the mower out, making sure it's charged. Check. Right? It makes you feel like you've accomplished things. Right? Another really good trick is making your bed in the morning. As dumb as that sounds, it gives you something to ground yourself to first thing when you wake up. You wake up, you get up, you make your bed. You've already accomplished something. Made your bed. And it sounds really stupid. Like, I do the stuff I need to do, like going to work, bathe, clean, house, etc. But instead of doing the stuff, I kind of just lie on the sofa with the cat. Okay, here's something else. Do you lie on the sofa with just your cat and no cell phone or some sort of, like, distracting device? Or do you lay on the sofa with your cat and your cell phone? Because it is a very different thing. Ooh, mod button. I do not. Both. So my rule of thumb is I try and remove my distractions, i.e. my cell phone, because I am horrible for it. I will sit there for like 4 to 5 hours just doom scrolling through. And it is a, like, absolutely, like, fucking terrible waste of time. So the thing that I try and do is I try and remove my phone. Like, when I get home, I try to basically put my phone down. Or if I can't put my phone down because I'm, like, waiting for, like, a cell phone call or like something like that. Ow. Doofus. Instead what I'll do is I'll put it in my pocket. And because I usually need something to do. Like, I always need to kind of have something to do, and usually it's like I just sit on my phone when I'm waiting for something to happen or anything. But instead, one of the things that I'll do is I'll turn on, like, an audiobook that I'm interested in, but is not, like, complicated enough that I need to just sit down and pay attention to it. So then I feel like usually listening to, like, a book or something like that usually does help, like, motivate me to do stuff. Ooh. That's a lot of damage. I have a lot of damage. Cadoodle. So, like, what are the hobbies? Like, that's the other thing. Is, like, if the hobbies are, like, expensive, then yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. Or if the hobbies are, like, far away or, like, truly difficult to, like, do or get into or anything like that. Are you... No, so I'm talking about audiobooks specifically. Ones that you can, like, listen to on your phone. I've got none. Okay, so here's the thing though. And like, you don't need to do it the way I do it. I use like a service called Audible, so I like have a $24 a month subscription, but I get credits towards like audiobooks, and each audiobook is worth 1 credit. And basically what I do is, like, if the book I'm buying is like $9, I won't buy it with a credit, I'll just buy it with my money. But then if I, you know, see one that's like $60, I'll buy it with a credit, because then it only cost me $24. But you can also rip audiobooks. I guarantee there's whole forums out there for pirating audiobooks. Yeah, and like that's the thing. And like kind of what I do personally is if there is an audiobook that I think I'd really for me, it really depends, because like I have the means to have like that subscription and to be able to buy, right? And I'll be completely real. I appreciate fair. I've also thought about doing that, actually. I've thought about, like, doing live streams of, like, literally just, like, reading books out loud. And actually using, like, some of my small amount of voice acting skills to do it. But I don't know how that would go over, because I don't know if that goes against the Twitch TOS. Because most audiobooks and and other things like that are copyrighted. Ooh, okay. I think I go the little... Ouch. Or you... Frick. And the cool thing about audiobooks, though, is, like, a lot of them, you aren't, like... Not all of them are stories, either. Not all of them are, like, oh, hey, like... Not all of them are fiction. Like, you can read books on coding. You can, like, have audiobooks on, like, business, finance, like all that stuff. Which is super cool. Like, I'm sure there are people out there that are teaching themselves a lot of really interesting information with audiobooks and standard, like, regular book. Well, just because they can or because they want to. Yeah, you can definitely, like, rip audio. I personally don't, because I like supporting the authors. And, like, if I had to, I would probably rip them. And then if I really liked the book, I might buy it. Because that's the other thing, is, like, okay, here's a better way to put it. My personal opinion. If you really, really like the audiobook, buy the, like, the regular book. Like, buy the, like, the paper book. Because the paper book supports the author much more than the audiobook, from my understanding. I also, like, genuinely don't know, like, how many audiobooks are there out there that are, like, in other languages? Like, I'm assuming there's a fair few. I would assume there's a fair few. But I actually don't, like, genuinely don't know. Like, I don't know if you'd be able to find, like, a shit ton of audiobooks in, like, Spanish. Well, so here's the thing. I know Audible does pay their voice actors, because that's actually something that I looked at doing, was narrating audiobooks. So, like, my guess is yes, but it depends on whether the book has already been... narrated, or has already been translated to that language. Nope. Because if it has, then sure. Probably could do it. That isn't the way I need to... Ooh, Wisps could be really interesting, but no. I got a minute. Ouch. Fucking let me out, Jesus Christ. Yeah, definitely don't do it this time. Yeah, 2 seconds. Alright.
Justice.
Well, let's go find the item room then. Arc Rock. Do you read or listen to books very often, Isaac? Oh my god, Humbling Bundle. Would have been so good to get a little bit earlier.
I can see forever.
Wow, we just donated all 40 coins. Wait, because this callus, spikes and creep don't hurt me. I just realized that. I've been trying to avoid fucking spikes and I don't need... Do you have a specific genre that you like reading, like science fiction or fantasy? Could have guessed that was actually. Ooh, wait, I can make it into the boss challenge. Bandit. Old Bandage is good. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought this was the one that dropped a mom's foot on something. And Littlehorn just has, like, no will to live. Fuck off, Bloat. Get fucked.
Judgment.
Because, like, most of the books that I like reading are science fiction. I have read some fantasy books, like high fantasy. Hey, Moonglow, how are you doing? We're talking about audiobooks and, and, like, regular books. I was just asking, like, what kind of, like, genres and, like, different books people like to read, because I'm always curious about that. Like, I love listening to audiobooks, personally. That's really good to hear. I am glad. Oh, no problem. The question was... What's your, like, favorite genre of book to read? Because, like, mine is science fiction. Don't get me wrong, like, I've read a lot of very good, like, fiction and fantasy books. So, A Court of Roses and Thorns. Yeah. So, fiction is, like, no magic. I have no idea who that author is, actually. I don't read that sort of book, like, at all. The only series of Sarah J. Maas's that I read was the Throne of Glass series, and it was a much more enjoyable series to me than any of her other ones. I did read Romancy. I did read A Court of Roses and Thorns, but it is not my jam. Like, I'm sorry, to me, if I can skip through 90% of those scenes and they don't have an impact on the story at all, why is it there? I have never read a book that has scenes like that where I couldn't skip them and not completely still understand the emotional relationship between two people. I've never once read. I've read a lot of books. Half of them being told and recommended to by friends who read those books. I mean, like, and again, like, that's just my opinion. Right? I understand why people would enjoy it. It's just, it's not really my thing. Which also leads to the prejudice of, like, I can understand the emotional connection and I don't need it there because I also don't like it. Right? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I can't say that, like, it's bad writing because I genuinely don't know. I just don't really care for it. See, and that makes complete and total sense. Like, that makes perfect, undeniable sense. So I cannot fault you for that at all. Oh my guy, pay out. Map. Cool. But again, like, do I think that you can put scenes like that into a book and make them meaningful and impactful? Yes, 110%. But I also understand why people read those books, and it's literally just because they need to get bombed. Please tell me someone understands the joke that I'm making, and it's not saying something that no one gets. Wow, I didn't realize how much fucking damage I have. One of the jokes that always gets made is like, bonk, you're going to horny jail. Oh man. Too Spooky for me is such a good item. Why did I walk in here? Yeah. Like, just books like that, just, I don't totally understand, like, smut books, it's like, you know what, if you're reading a book and they want to put one scene like that in there because it's impactful to the story, sure, I get it. Go ahead, do that. But, like, when, like, every, like, 5th scene is something like that, it's like, okay, this is not really... Not really... need to be here. And I've definitely read... And notice how I say scene, not chapter. Because scenes and chapters are different. Me and you both. And, like, I'm not here to, like, if someone likes it, go for it. Read it. If you read it, then that's good for you. You found something that you enjoy reading. Like, I'm not gonna fault you for that. I just personally am not somebody who, like, I just don't really get it. That is the best way to put it. I don't get it. I don't know why I would want to read that. Especially in the amount of graphic detail that a lot of authors now use. No. I'm talking about, like... general, as far as I understand it, smut. I don't understand a lot of, like, the graphic detail that gets put into it. Like, I don't know why I need this described. It is most definitely something that I have experienced, and I don't need it described in that amount of coarse detail. That's really truly all I'm getting at. Is like, actually, a great example is like one of the series that I really enjoy reading, the Spiral Wars. There is technically a sex scene in it, in one of the books, or a couple actually. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if you just gloss over it a little bit, I got no problems with it, which is exactly what happens in Spiral Wars. Like, they leave it at the fact that it's like, these two are obviously gonna be having some fun. Leave it at that. And the thing that I really enjoyed about, like, specifically in the Spiral Wars 2 is they tend to talk a lot more about, like, just, like, the book in general, but also, like, in terms of, like, that scene specifically. That book tends to talk a lot more about, like, psychology and emotional states. And, like, how people are thinking due to said emotional state. So, like, that's one of the things that gets hit on a lot of the time. Is, like, one of the characters... Right, I need to go down, right? Yes. Like, sure, they are talking about them possibly gonna be banging, but at the same time, most of what they're actually talking about is the emotional state and, like, why they are now there. And how they feel now that they are there. Rather than, like, frickin', like, graphic detail of, like, I don't need to know what something looks like. I have one. I don't need to know what it looks like. Not even so much romance, because, like, the Spiral Wars is not a romance book at all. It is not a romance book at all. It is a science fiction space opera. So a lot more of it talks about, like, psychology and alien psychology. But, like, one of the main characters, her name's Trace. She's a Marine. Specifically, she's the Marine commander. She's essentially a Buddhist monk. Like, for all intents and purposes in terms of, like, emotional stability. But she also struggles with PTSD. So, like, one of the things that gets brought up all the time is that she just deals, essentially. Like, oh yeah, I'm, you know, hurting, I'm in pain, emotionally, psychologically, and she just deals with it. Rather than, like, you know, probably looking for somebody to, like, a friend to just, like, give her a hug. She's just like, nah, I'll just shut the fuck up and I'll be okay. And eventually, like, that sort of thing can kill you. It can literally kill you. And she ends up learning that. Not because she doesn't die, but she ends up learning that, like, she can't just sit there and be an unfeeling machine. It's just, it's not possible for her. think I go knife. This. This. It's called The Spiral Wars by Joel Shepard. If you know anything about, like, space opera, you will love it. If you like space opera, you will love it. It is arguably one of the best space opera books I have ever read, and I've read all of the original Dune. Yeah, the only thing that I warn people about with the Spiral Wars, it is based in, it is a military setting. Very military setting. So, some of the humor in it, I've only just about finished the Divergent series for the first time in my life. Oh my god. That is a series that fucked everything, in my personal opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad series of books, by any stretch of the imagination. So here's the thing that drives me nuts about that series. It's literally, read the Hunger Games. It's the exact same bullshit. It is the exact same story. Just change the settings slightly. Slightly. And we had like 5 or 6 different series come out like that. All, like, right one after another, because people were like, shit, this really took off. We should do this. It's like, my man, like, really? Like, I get it. Like, there's some part of me that gets it, because it's like, okay, you want to make money as a writer. Like, that's just how it works. And if you see something that takes off, like, obviously you're gonna try and copy it, or, like, get on the bandwagon. That's just kind of how it works. Ouch. Honestly, Divergent wasn't, like, my favorite series by any stretch of the imagination. I read it. Not really. Ooh, we could I'm Drowsy the Lamp. I'm just gonna avoid. Kill him. But yeah, it definitely did not, like... do anything magical for me. That's for... And that's totally cool. Like, I'm being completely realistic with you. I liked the Hunger Games to a certain degree. I liked most of those books to a certain degree. Ouch. I mean, understandable. I don't think he's actually meant to be a very liked character. I don't need to go and do the void. Thank God. Ugh. Woo! We're done. Done that run. I will state though, Moonglow, if you want to get the Spiral Wars series, you need to order it. You can't just go and pick it up at a bookstore. They print it to order, which is super annoying, but that's how they do it. However, I would also state that the audiobooks are so fucking good. The guy that does the voices for it, there's a single guy doing all the voices and narration. He is amazingly good. So I would highly recommend the audiobook, personally. The only other thing that I warn people about the Spiral Wars is, and it's something that I personally love. So, like, one of the things that I absolutely despise in science fiction books is when it's like, oh yeah, we are traveling at X amount of speed. Right? Like, let's say they're accelerating at 1g. We'll use the chauvinistic term and say 1g, which is 1 gravity or 1 gravity. Okay? That means that the direction of thrust is now the floor. Right? And it feels like you're standing on Earth. However, if you're thrusting at 2 Gs, suddenly it feels like it's double Earth's gravity in the direction of thrust. Right? So on and so forth up the numbers. Right? However, most science fiction books go, we have artificial gravity. So therefore, your ship is, flying this way, but the gravity is down to the floor, wherever the fucking floor is. Right? And you just stay stuck to the floor no matter what. Right? Also, even though we're accelerating at, like, some astronomical number, no one's moving. Because we have this thing called an inertial dampener. So, like, our inertia doesn't change somehow. It doesn't change. It's fucking space magic. All it is, it's space magic. So that they can just make the layout of the ship seem a little bit more, I guess, understandable to the reader or to the watcher. Because, like, Star Trek is notorious for this. Don't get me wrong, I love Star Trek. But Star Trek is notorious for this, saying, like, we have an inertial dampener. It's like, that doesn't work. Like, you'd still feel like that's the floor, even if you've got artificial gravity. Like, your gravity would then, instead of being down and sideways, it would be like this way. Anyway, not the point. The point is Joel Shepard, the guy that wrote the Spiral Wars, basically went, nah, fuck that. We're using real-world physics this entire time. So, like, the ship literally, to create gravity, it has a cylinder, which is where everyone lives. It has, like, this big cylinder that rotates. It spins. Right? And that's where everyone lives, because guess what? The centrifugal force creates the illusion of gravity. Right? But guess what happens? If they decide, hey, we're going to be accelerating at 1g, cylinder rotation stops, everyone becomes weightless for a second, and then the floor, or the wall, which they call the G-wall, gravity wall, now becomes the floor. Cool. That's really cool. What happens if they need to, say, I don't know, accelerate at 10 Gs? They have these things that are basically cocoons that you get in, and they just swing freely in open air, and you just pray you don't hit a wall. Like, they're all kept far enough away from walls so that you don't, become paste, because 10 Gs of force will literally turn a 1-foot drop into, like, a 100-foot drop. Like, you're paste. And he goes, yeah, that's the physics we're using, so, hopefully no one dies. And he does talk a lot, like, there's also, like, they talk about, like, the theoretical limits of, like, what happens when, like, you see someone on the, like, when you see a ship on the other side of, like, a solar system. You sit there and go, okay, that's about 40 minutes light away from us. Right? That's about 40 minutes light away from us. So that means where they are right now. So, like, that means where we can see them right now is where they were 40 minutes ago, which means they're in about this, like, relative sphere of space. This is how far they could have traveled in 40 minutes. Right? So if we want to fight them, we need to jump faster than the speed of light, closer to them, but that gives us away because that creates a light wave and then they'll see us. So we can instead shoot just a shit ton, like a giant pile of self-guided ordnance into this even larger sphere, which is where they could be in another 40 minutes. Right? Or more likely, this is where they'll be in the next 2 weeks. Because we're that far away from them. And our ordnance, sure, it can accelerate at 20 Gs, but it's not Star Wars at all. There's so much physics in these books that I have to believe that the author either sat in on a lot of, like, astrophysics courses. Like either, like, audited astrophysics courses, or did way more research than is humanly possible to do. Like, there's a level of understanding in physics in these books that is rudimentary, but very well explained. Like, it's explained so well that, like, the person who's understanding it, like, they have to have some knowledge of physics. Like, even, like, the most rudimentary knowledge of physics is fine. But you would have to have a rudimentary knowledge of physics to understand exactly. Other than that, I have to believe that Joel Shepard at some point in time has been in the military. At some point in time, in his life, he was in the military. Whether it was cadets, whether it was, like, actual military service, whatever it was, he had to have been in the military. Because he writes military bureaucracy. He writes military bureaucracy and, like, military humor. Like he writes interactions between like Marines and soldiers and like commanding officers and all that stuff. He writes it too well to have not been on the receiving end of it. Like, there's a couple things that get said that you're like, oh, that's a personal statement. Like, that is something that, like, this man has experienced before. And some of them are fucking hilarious. He also wrote another series called the Cassandra Kresnov novels, which is also science fiction, but it's much more political. And it is so good. It is, like, both of them are fucking amazing books. I highly recommend people just go and read the synopsis of the book, and if it sounds interesting to you, just fucking read them. The Cassandra Kresnov novels are fucking amazing. They're heartwarming, they're sad, they are hilarious, they are super frustrating at times. Like, they are a great series of books. Anywho, after my rant about books for a second, we've done Judas, so now I need to go up. I need to take him to the Beast, and I need to take him to both Hush and Boss Rush. I will do that in a second. I've got to run to the washroom. Alrighty, I'm back. So, I guess we're gonna try and go to, we'll try and go up. Brother Bobby. Also, I'm not sure if anyone's interested in this, but I am planning on today, at least, because I need to go out to my workshop, and I need to finish up the knife that I am finally going to be sending away for a trial run at a company. And they're going to see if they like it. But I need to finish it up today. So I am planning on live streaming that. I am planning on live streaming the handle fit up and the polishing process. If anyone is interested in that, I'm going to be doing that basically right after this. Right after I'm done streaming, I'm going to be going out to my workshop, which is about an hour away. So, by the time it's all said and done. So if anyone is interested in that, I am planning on doing that. Taking a look at the Steam shop. Why the fuck is Hello Kitty Adventures for sale? I have no idea. To each their own, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there. I don't know what Hello Kitty Adventures is, to be fair. Like, I'm assuming it's, like, meant for little kids. And if it's meant for little kids, then I'm sure that there are parents out there whose, like, little kids want to play games and you can get stuff for them. That would be my assumption. Like, I know that if I have kids, I'm gonna let them, like, play games if they want to play games. Within reason. Right? Like, if they're, like, you know, 10, I'm not gonna, like, hand them Call of Duty. SNES of a new Nintendo game. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is kind of strange. But I'm gonna say again, does that interest anybody? I mean, I'm probably still going to do it. I am just curious if that is something that people find interesting. Doing a stream of my shop, or doing a stream at my shop to show you guys kind of like some of the work that I do. So, we got PhD really early, so I'm kind of happy about that. Ooh. Perfect. I was trying to get it near that. Yeah, if anyone's interested, that's going to be happening in about 3 hours. Well, no, actually, it'll be happening pretty quickly. Probably about an hour, because I've got to eat some food. Need to make myself some breakfast. And then I'm going to be going out to my shop. And I'll basically just be answering questions while I work on a knife. My guess is the stream quality will not be very good because I'm going to be out at the farm, so internet will not be fantastic. But I digress. It might be interesting for people. I still haven't found my item room. Ow. Unnecessary thought. Also, Moonglow, I don't know if you're still here or listening. Is there anyone in your system who is much more like a creative or like an artist than any of the other members of the system? Ouch. Hello, Chub. Wow, I actually had a good... Wow. Okay. Okay, so the flies could be really interesting, but I don't think it's gonna be the thing that I do. No, donate. Whoopsie. Excuse me. I spent so much time walking around this level. I'm so far behind. Devil deal chance. I mean, I'm gonna pick up Yumheart and use it, and then... Ay, ay. Yeah, I'm hoping that, or I'm hoping to also start doing some more videoing of my processes for making knives and, like, other such implements. And I'm going to probably be putting them up on YouTube, so I'm going to have another channel called the Sooty Raven Forge, which is the name of my company. And you guys will be able to watch that stuff as well, which would be really cool. Ow, I really did not take that down. Hey, too bad we didn't get equality. And where's Panda? I haven't seen him in frickin' ages. Where is this guy? Ooh, Diplopia could be real interesting. Especially if I do actually get a double deal. I don't think he is. I haven't seen him in a while. I know he's been relatively busy with his partner, like his friend. And that's been usually keeping him up pretty late. I really hope I get the double. I really, really hope. So it could quite literally just be that he's... But he lives in the Netherlands and his girlfriend lives in the States, so... I feel like he tends to... United time and then staying up. Okay, sweet. And I'll just Diplopia immediately. I'll pick that. That. Pick this up. Use it. Get a bomb. Pick this up. Leave. Go and pick up my other book. But you are right, he could just be lurking. Apple. I gotta start, like, boogieing. Holy Christ. Balls of Steel is nice. Broken stopwatch would have wasn't broken. Pretty fly. That too. Yeah, at the moment I'm just trying to rush to boss rush. That's it. I just want to get to boss. If I could find Mama Mega or the Bean, it'd be lovely. Oh, it's super risky. That's why I said broken stopwatch would have been good if it wasn't a stopwatch. Also, Isaac Player, would that be something that you found interesting? I don't know if you were listening to my whole spiel about what I'm planning on today with streaming. I'm planning on streaming, some of the stuff from my shop today. So, like, my blacksmithing. But it's not going to be blacksmithing. It's going to be fit and finish work for a knife that I am making. Basically, the idea is just, like, I'm going to be doing something pretty monotonous, which is hand sanding. And rather than just sitting there in my own little world doing nothing, I figured I might as well stream it, and if people want to come in and ask me questions about what I'm doing or how I do the stuff that I do, then they are more than welcome to. Yeah, sure. Probably today. Once I'm done this. So the thing that I'm going to warn people is this is not going to be me sitting there blacksmithing. I'm not going to be swinging a hammer. I am going to be quite literally sitting on a stool with a a mountain of sandpaper beside me, trying to finish a knife at, like, lightning speed. Oh, I'm just stuck here, okay. And depending on how quickly I get that done, maybe I'll do some forging at the end. Though, forging's kind of difficult because it is loud as all balls. Like, a lot of people... Because I did stream my blacksmithing before. Like, I have done that before. And I think a lot of people don't realize is how loud it actually is in the shop. Like, you know those big earmuffs that you see people wearing to protect their ears? I need to wear those in my shop. I got neither of them. Still need to go and find my item room. Ugh, Heath, you doofus. Something tells me I'm not getting to boss. We're part of the way to conjoined. Yeah, I thought it might be interesting for people if they are actually interested in it. That's kind of the thing. Oh yeah, there's no way in hell. Do I just give myself Mama Mega after the fight? So I can do boss rush? What is the verdict? Mama Mega after so I can do boss rush or no? Didn't find my item room, item room, item room. Oh, I was gonna ask you, Moonglow, if you're still here. Is there any particular member of your system who is, like, the creative? Or the artist? I don't really need any of that. I wonder if I've gotten into every room of Teleport 2.0. And, like, actually. Okay, so I haven't been in here. Also, just for right now, I am going to give myself Black Candle because fuck this. I just realized that it's just gonna be out. Fuck your bullshit. I want to be able to see my map. Fuck your chicken strip. Drugs. 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 There's no drugs. Fucking rude. Super secret could be down here. Could be right here. Right there. Could be it right here. There it is. Hey, that's actually not bad. Ha! Butter. All right. I'm not going to get to use Teleport 2.0 again because I goofed it. So I'm just going to go grab my Book of Belial. Good lord, this is a long ways. Also, I said we're going up, so I need this. What do you guys think, chat? Do I give myself Mama Mega for this after this fight? So we can do boss rush? I don't really want to do devil deals. That would be one piece of Guppy right now. I wouldn't get another. I don't think I'm gonna do it. That's super nice. I just genuinely do not have the... Thank fuck. You've got to be kidding me. Ugh. Of course, the last item I pick up is absolute garbage. Oh good, we have... Yeah, probably. I always forget about that trick. Give me something good, boyo. I wouldn't have really wanted the fly either, though. Really? Maybe I just have never had good luck with it. Because usually it's like one of the first items I get and I just kind of forget.
Rune shard.
Oh good, greed. That's going to be so useful here. I'm going to say, if I remember correctly, there would be jack shit in the shop. Ah. That's fair. Like I don't think it's a bad item by any stretch of the imagination. Don't get me wrong there. I was honestly just kind of hoping that it would be better than whatever the hell whatever the other one was gonna be. Like I was hoping that the Curse of the Blind, excuse me, Curse of the Blind one was gonna be Jesus. Fuck me. Yeah, it really truly is only useful for a very true statement. Oh my god, give me a fucking item, my guy.
I'm going to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking Willy dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And
What is this? Good lord. I always forget that this mod is installed.
disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my Twitter.com.
That's true. It was a somewhat more useful item. Not useful. Hey, back to full health. What buff did it give you? I can't remember. Ow. Ooh. Right, tele. Ew. Right, it gave you the flies. I couldn't frickin' remember. And it gave you the flies because it was a blue baby item.
Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dog looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that, it looks like 2 balls in a bong.
Pre-repentance, it was actually... Yeah. Glad Stool wasn't in chat. He'd have told me to take the poop. Energy. Dude, just die, my god. Again, exact same room, twice. Got no health now because... I have 1 HP. Yeah, I'm dead. Damn it. Alright. I'm gonna call her quits there, guys. It is 11 o'clock my time. I've got to make some breakfast, and then I will be running out to the workshop to do some of my knife making, which I will hopefully be able to drag some of you guys along for. Excuse me. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.